Hello everyone, today we are here to present the most important component of any computer systems, the operating system. So without further ado, let us talk about what is an operating system. So what is an operating system and its purpose? An operating system is a software that acts as an intermediary between computer hardware and the user. It manages the hardware resources, providing user interfaces and enabling software applications to run. So, the purpose of an operating system is to manage the computer's hardware, provide a user interface, and run application programs efficiently. So, sabi dito, yung operating system daw ay nag-act as an intermediary or tagapaggitna ng computer user at ng hardware. Ah, ibig sabihin, kapag nagbukas ka ng isang application or program, ay hindi agad ito pumupunta ng hardware. Instead, dumadaan muna ito ng operating system. Dahil based nga dun sa definition ng operating system, yung operating system ang nagde-decide kung kailan tatagpo ang program. Yung operating system din yung nagmamanage at nag-allocate ng mga memory at siya din yung nag-organize ng mga files. Also, yung operating system din yung kumokontrol sa mga input-output devices natin like keyboard, mouse, camera, monitor, etc. So, ganon kahalaga yung trabaho ng isang operating system. In simple term, yung operating system ay yung pinaka-boss or manager ng isang computer. Kung wala yung operating system, ay hindi magpo-function ng maayos yung isang computer system natin. So, here's an analogy to further understand the operating system. So, think of an operating system as a traffic enforcer. Kunwari sa isang intersection, mayroon mga sasakyan which will serve as yung mga application. And yung road naman or yung kalsada ay yung CPU and memory. So, isipin mo kung wala yung traffic enforcer ay maaring magkaroon ng mga car crash or banggaan ng mga sasakyan. Ganon din sa ating mga computer. Kung walang operating system, magkakaroon tayo ng mga application crash or program crash. Dahil walang nagmamanage ng traffic o kumukontrol sa mga ito.
We have here core OS functions, which are process management, memory management, file system management, and device management. So first, we have process management. It is an operating system, and it's about managing process. A process is a running program. Yeah. The life cycle of process is from the moment program start until it finishes. Ang process ay isang program na kasalukuyan tumatakbo tulad ng Facebook, MS Word, YouTube, Google Chrome at iba pa. Dahil madaming apps ang sabay-sabay na binubuksan ng natin, ang mga user, tungkulin ng OS na i-schedule kung sino ang unang gagamit sa CPU. Sinisiguro ito na hindi maagawan ang mga apps ng attention ng processor para hindi mag-hang ang computer. So there are process states. We have the start or the new, which is the process is being created. Next is ready, or the process is waiting for CPU assignment. Next is running. The process is currently executing. Waiting or block. Process is waiting for IO completion. And lastly is terminated. Process has finished execution. Next is memory management. Memory management in an operating system controls how data is stored and organized primarily in main memory and secondary storage. And it ensures programs to get the memory they need and clean it when it's no longer used. So, ang sa memory natin ay ang usually na ginagamit ay ang yung RAM. So, para siyang short-term memory ng computer. Parang ang gagawin ng OS dito ay siya ang magiging traffic enforcer sa data upang ilagay agad ito sa CPU kung kailangan niya agad ng memory. Siya din ang magbabantay kung aling parts ng memory ang ginagamit at kung sino ang gumagamit nito. Kapag nag-close ka ng app, nililinis or binabakante ng OS ang space na yun para magamit ng ibang app ulit. Kung hindi maayos ang memory management, wala tayong space na matitira at umagal yung operating system natin. So there are key activities in memory management, which are allocation and reallocation, protection, virtual memory, fragmentation handling, and disk management. So next we have file management. So file management is an operating system organizes and controls how data is stored, named, and accessed on storage devices, making it easy for users to find and use their files. So there are four file system managements. These are number one, file attributes, which are the characteristics of a file, such as its name, type, size, and permissions. Number two is file types. These are categories of files such as types, binary, and executable files, defined by their content and format. Number three is operations, actions that can be performed on the files, including creating, reading, writing, and deleting. And next is access methods. These are the techniques for accessing file data, such as sequential, direct, and index access. So, sa file management, para lang siyang malaking cabinet na lalagyan kung paano ang paraan ng ayos, ang pag-i-store at ang pag-retrieve, pag-access ng mga files sa hard drive or sa SSD. So, dahil dito binibigyan ka ng access at authorization na para mag-create ng folders, mag-save ng files, mag-rename, at mag-delete syempre. Siya rin ang bahalang magbigay kung sino ang may permission para magbukas ng isang file. So, mahalaga rin ito kasi para hindi maghalo-halo yung data at syempre madali nating mahanap ang mga documents or files or pictures na kailangan natin. So, lastly is the device management. It is device and management in an operating system controls how the computer communicates with hardware devices like printers or disk, using drivers or techniques to ensure smooth and efficient operation. So, may iba't ibang hardware components ang computer, lalo naman natin, which are um, keyboard, mouse, printer, speaker, headphones, scanner, at saka monitor. Sa ang OS ay siya yung bahala na mag-access gamit ang tinatawag natin na drivers para gamit niya or yung operating system ang iba't ibang hardware components na nakakonect sa computer. Tsaka siya rin ang nag-ensure na gumagana ng maayos yung bawat device or hardware components na nakakonect mismo sa ating mga computer. Halimbawa, kapag nagpe tayo ng mga assignments or activities natin, operating system ang siyang bahala na magpadala ng right signal sa printer para mag-print ito. Parang gano'n. So, mahalaga din ito kasi para lang siyang plug and play. Sasakit mo na lang yung mouse, keyboard, speaker, printer, monitor sa computer para maintindihan agad ng operating system kung paano niya ito gagamitin. So there are also device-driven architecture. ADAT is translators between OS and hardware devices, which are kernel mode drivers execute with full system privileges, user mode drivers execute with limited privileges for safety, plug and play, automatic device detection and configuration, and lastly, hot swapping, adding or removing devices without system restart.
So ayun, moving on to different types of operating system. So we have four types of operating system, which is batch OS, time sharing OS, distributed OS, and real-time OS. The batch OS executes tasks without user interactions. Jobs are processed in batches and executed in the order they arrive. So, tingnan natin yung visual representation ng batch OS. So, as you can see, we have job 1, job 2, etc. operating system and another batch, and lastly is the CPU. So, napaprocess siya in order, one after another. So, ayun, magpo-provide na lang ako ng real life example like laundry service. Parang ikaw as a user, trinap mo yung batch which is yung clothes, and the service, yung laundry, processes everything in a batch. Parang syempre magkakasunod-sunod yon. And ayun, pagkatapos ng washing machine, susunod yung dryer, susunod yung tupi, hanggang sa matapos na yung task without needing the user interaction or user input or feedback from the user. So ayun, that's explain the batch OS. Sunod-sunod siya in a batch that processes tasks in order. So the next one is time sharing OS. Time sharing OS allows multiple users to share system resources simultaneously. Each user gets a time slice of the CPU. Dito naman sa time sharing operating system is inaalaw niya yung multiple user or task na i-share yung system resources. So tignan natin yung visual representation ng time sharing OS. So ito yon. So meron tayong user 1, user 2, user 3, etc. And by giving each user or task a small time slice, parang magkakasunod-sunod yan eh. As makikita nyo sa user 5, siya yung active state, siya yung gumagamit ng CPU. While the user 6 is naka-ready na siya kasi siya na yung susunod. Until kapag naging natapos na yung user 5, susunod na yung user 6. So may mga kanya-kanyang oras yung mga yan para patas lahat ng mga user na matapos yung kanyang-kanyang task para fair. So ayun, sunod-sunod lang yan, paikot-ikot lang. Active state and ready state. So let's move on to the third one, which is the distributed operating system. Distributed operating system naman, it manages multiple computers that work together as a single system. It coordinates tasks across a network of computers. So dito naman sa distributed operating system, as the word itself distributed, siya yung nagmamanage ng multiple independent computers na nagwo-work together as a single system. So para siyang isang operating system and madaming users or computer. And they share resources and nakikipag-communicate sila with each other to perform tasks na para silang unified system. So ito yung visual representation, isang operating system, and we have many computers or users at once. So moving on naman sa real-time operating system. Real-time OS ensures that tasks are completed within a specific time frame. It is used in critical system where delay is unacceptable. So dito naman sa real-time OS, uh, as you can see sa definition, ensures that tasks are completed within a specific time frame and critical siya kapag nagkaroon ng delay. So, isipin na lang natin about sa airplane. So, ang airplane may system na nagko-control ng navigation and safety checks, and kailangan mag-respond ng system within maybe a set amount of time or milliseconds. Kaya pag nagkaroon ng problema, makakapag-react yung system para ma-avoid yung mga accidents. So, real-time OS helps the airplane system react within a milliseconds to make sure everything runs smoothly and safely. So, ito siya. Isa visual representation from the user. Mag-input yung user into application programs and the operate real-time operating system handle and output it into the hardware. So, real-time talaga siya. Pag nagkaroon ng delay, pwedeng makakos ng accident sa airplane. So, very crucial. So, that's the types of operating system. Moving on to the next reporter.
Evolution of operating system. First is serial processing, 1940s to 1950s. No operating system exists. Programs were executed one at a time. Users interacted directly with hardware, manual setup for each job, kaya mabagal ang system. Next is simple batch system, 1960s. Jobs were grouped into batches. A resident monitor proceed job automatically in sequence, kaya nababawasan ang manual works at that time. Next is multi-program batch system, 1970s. Multiple jobs stored in a memory ng sabay-sabay. CPU switch between job during input-output operation. At dito na din nag-introduce ang multi-programming. After that is the time-sharing system, 1970s. Multiple users can access the system at the same time because mabilis magpalit ang CPU between users. Next is the real-time system. Real-time systems are designed to respond immediately within strict time limit, especially for time-sensitive operation. Next is the multiprocessor system, 1980s. Use multiple CPUs at a single time. Supported parallel processing, kaya mas mabilis ang pagproprocess. Lastly is the network distributed system. Connected with multiple computers through network. Shared resources and workload across the system.
Example. First, Microsoft Windows. Microsoft Windows is the most commonly used operating system on personal computers, according for over 75% of the global desktops and laptop market share. The Windows 10 and Windows 11 versions are widely used today, catering both personal users and businesses. Microsoft Windows ito ang isa sa pinakasikat at pinakaginagamit ng operating system para sa personal computers. Makikita ito sa karamihan ng desktop at laptop sa bahay, school at opisina. Kilalang Windows dahil sa user-friendly interface nito. Madali itong gamitin kahit ng beginners. Sinusuportahan din nito ang maraming application tulad ng Microsoft Office, web browsers, editing, software, and at games. Dahil compatible ito sa maraming programs at devices. Ito ang madalas piliin ng mga businesses at schools sa kasalukuyan. Ang Windows 10 at Windows 11 ang commonly used version. Second is Linux. Linux is a open source operating system, which means anyone can access, modify, and distribute its code for free. It's the operating system of choice for many IT professional developers and web service. Ang Linux ay isang open source operating system. Ibig sabihin, libre itong gamitin at pwedeng baguhin o modify ng kahit sino. Dahil dito, madalas itong gamitin ng programmers, developers at IT professional. Kilala ang Linux sa pagiging secure, stable at efficient. Kaya ito ang kadalasang ginagamit sa servers, web hosting at malaking computer system. May iba't ibang version ang Linux na tinatawag na distribution, tulad ng Ubuntu, Fedora at Debian. Ang bawat distribution ay may kanya-kanyang feature depende sa pangangailangan ng user.
Number 3. Mac OS. Mac OS is the operating system used exclusively on Apple computer, MacBook, iMac, Mac Mini, etc. Known for its polished interface, stability, and performance, Mac OS is designed to be user-friendly for both professional and casual users. Created and managed by Apple Inc., it is exclusive operating system, meaning it can be used on Apple-made computers such as MacBook, iMac, Mac Mini, Mac Pro, and Mac Studio. It is known for its sleek, user-friendly interface, stable performance, and optimized functionality. Its design make it suitable for both professional and casual users. Commonly used by designer, developer, content creator, and individuals seeking a seamless computing experience. Number 4. Android. Android is an open source mobile operating system developed by Google. It is used in the majority of smartphones and tablets today, powering over 80% of global mobile device. Development ownership. An open source mobile operating system developed by Google, being open source, allows it to be modified and customized by various phone manufacturers. It powers by majority of smartphones and tablets worldwide. Approximately 80% of all global mobile devices run on Android. It offers a wide range of app options and adapts to different device price points and types.